On this episode of Variant Reviews, we take a look at the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel legend, Rocket Raccoon. As you can see here, we have the front of the box, and you can see the Build-A-Figure Groot inside with a couple of accessories and Rocket Raccoon right there at the bottom. On the side, you see a little drawing that they have there, and basically it's just the new artwork they've been doing on the new Marvel Legends lately, and on the other side is the exact same thing. At a closer look, you can kind of appreciate the artistry that they have going on here. On the back, you have a shot of Rocket Raccoon holding that gun accessory, and at the bottom, we have Groot, Star-Lord, Gamora, and of course Rocket, Drax, Nova, and Iron Man. And those are the other figures in the wave as well. If you're not familiar with Rocket, Rocket first appeared in the 1976 Marvel Preview number 7, and since then he's kind of gone under quite a few style changes, from wearing rocket skates to wearing this green space outfit, and to finally actually wearing that blue Guardians of the Galaxy uniform that everyone pretty much recognizes him wearing. Before he was a Guardian of the Galaxy, Rocket was actually the Guardian of the Keystone Quadrant, an abandoned colony for the mentally ill where animal companions were genetically manipulated to grant them human-level intelligence and bipedal body construction for many to become caretakers for the inmates there. Rocket was actually the chief law officer, and he was actually the one that protected the colony against various threats. Now, he's also been known to making an appearance in The Incredible Hulk number 271, and even recently he was, you can kind of catch him giving Spider-Man a hard time in the Disney cartoon Ultimate Spider-Man. But also, you'll be able to catch this guy in the Marvel motion picture Guardians of the Galaxy, for which this figure is basically based directly off of. So Rocket does come with the Groot Build-A-Figure head and chest piece, but we'll have a more in-depth look at that in the Groot review. So here we have a little piece of paper that basically just says what Build-A-Figure piece coincides with the figure you just purchased. Here we have Rocket Raccoon, and I gotta say, he's not really looking too impressive. I mean, first off, his suit kind of looks a little orangey, but it's actually just the camera. In real life, it actually looks a little bit darker than that. But, man, I'm just disappointed that, he doesn't have any kind of expression on his face. But let's go to this gun real quick. Looking at the gun, it does look kind of cool. I mean, it does lack a lot of detail. It just has this gold paint. And I wish it did have just some kind of dry brushing or something. Just some kind of black paint in there. Just something. I don't know. It definitely is lacking something. On the top, you can actually see they actually have a scope right here. And even if they put like a green dot where the glass would be or something, I mean, it would just add a little something, a little flair to the gun. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it would look a little nicer if it had some silver or black. But anyway. Rocket does come with this other accessory, and it's actually a gun of some sort that Star-Lord actually uses in the movie. When you look at it, it does have quite a bit of little detail into it, and that's kind of surprising. Looking in the back and the chest area, there's like these little grid pattern. On the side, you have just a little bit of detail here. You can see a lot of little machinery, mechanical thingies. And you see these little handles right here. This is actually where Star-Lord would hold this gun. Moving on to Rocket, just checking out his expression, and I guess I should say the lack of expression in his face is just kind of disappointing altogether, because you really want something to reflect the cartoons. Even in the trailer, you see him, like yelling, screaming, doing those Rocket type comic, moves that he does. But it's just disappointing. It actually reminds me of like one of those like raccoons that got ran over on the street and somebody just had it stuffed, and just, yeah, he just has those glossy eyes and it's kind of depressing. As far as this flak jacket is concerned, it's pretty much basic. I guess they used like a orange plastic and they painted it with some brown on there. So it's pretty basic as far as those paint apps go. On the back, you can actually see there's supposed to be a blue dot in the middle, and they definitely went off center with that. And going down the pants, you can see a lot of the same orange plastic and brown paint. In the way of head articulation, he does go side to side, and that is it. And it's a little stiff right out the box. But, I mean, he does not look up and down at all, and he can only look side to side. In the way of arm articulation, his arms do go all the way around, and that's for the both of them. He does have like this inner armpit type hinge here, and you can swing it in and out, and then it also serves, I guess, kind of like this just a little swivel. I don't want to say bicep swivel, because when you go down here to this elbow region, he does have a single elbow joint, and when you come down to the wrist, he does have a wrist swivel here. And surprisingly, when you go up to that forearm, his forearm does swivel as well. So he does bend at the elbow, and it does swivel at the same time. You come down to the waist, he has a waist swivel. There's no ab crunch or anything like that, nothing fancy. He has a tail articulation or swivel, and that's really it. You try to stand him up, and he just goes down, so you got to use that tail, and you got to position it quite well, otherwise you get this. One more time. Let's do that one more time, and let's see. Here we go. And, okay, no, that didn't work. So, let's do it. Third time's a charm, and position. There we go. Voila. And there are no peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Alright, now, this time I'll start off pointing out some of my dislikes. And really, for me, what it all boils down to is the representation. And it's just the representation of the character. And especially for this figure, I just feel like it doesn't have it. I mean, I can see that it looks like Rocket Raccoon, but it doesn't look like a Rocket Raccoon figure. I don't know if that makes sense. It just, I mean, the face expression, well, the lack of facial expressions, it just, man, I think they really should have had this guy having like dual wielding guns or something like that. I don't know. I guess maybe in the movie he doesn't have it, but still, I mean, just something. They probably should just threw the comic fans a bone or something, at least, especially on this figure. Okay, as far as my likes go, I like the fact that it came with that Star-Lord accessory. I thought that was really, really cool. I mean, it's just that they probably should just pack that accessory with Star-Lord, but they probably didn't have enough room in the packaging. But I guess that's why they gave it to Rocket, since there wasn't enough plastic in the box. All right. I'm not saying that Rocket Raccoon is a total monstrosity. All I'm saying is that I think you probably would have gotten the same kind of quality figure if you would have went to McDonald's, if they had a Guardians of the Galaxy toy in their Happy Meal. I think it probably would have been on the same level, maybe. I don't know. It's just, for a Marvel Legends, I'm just not. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think, quite frankly, the only reason why you should get this figure is for the group piece, really. I mean, if you're going to have a Guardians of the Galaxy set, of course you're going to need Rocket in there. And, of course you're going to need that group piece. So, that would be my recommendation. That's the only reason to get this figure. It's not really because of posability or anything like that. But, definitely big time disappointed. But on a lighter note, I do have some good news. I mean, in a way, my disappointment is going to be your enjoyment, because once I hit 500 subscribers, I will be giving away the entire Guardians of the Galaxy set. Now, it won't be mint on card or anything like that. It will be actually the figures that I'm reviewing here, but I'll just repackage them, box them back up, and send them out to one of the names that I draw. Now, if you want details on it, just refer to the video in the previous video from this one. So I'll have a link in the description below, or you can just go to the video section and just pick that video. And one last thing, I want to give a shout out to my boy Paco from City Rockers Apparel. He had recently hooked me up with some swag, so I want to say thank you, bro. That's good looking out, man. I really appreciate that. Also, you guys, if you go to his website, you'll be able to see that you can buy records, comic books, action figures, and just recently he has some Halloween masks there, and man, he has some pretty cool stuff. He got like a Rob Zombie mask, he has a Michael Myers, he has like that Phantom of the Opera mask, dude. And I'm not talking about that cheesy one, that white one. I'm talking about that crazy one where it looks like the dude doesn't have lips or whatever. dude, you got to go check out his website. He has some crazy stuff. But again, I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of Variant Reviews. So before you guys forget, hit the subscribe button, please.